Good evening and welcome to Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee. With economic activity actually being disrupted and capital markets dislocated, companies are bracing for the full impact of this COVID-19 outbreak. So what can businesses, both large and small, do to safeguard themselves and to actually help them survive through these turbulent times? We have for our guest the Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, or FINEX, with its current president, Jeng Pascual III. Welcome to our show, Jeng.
Thank you, Elizabeth, or Beth.
Yes, and also past president, Attorney Ebot Tan. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on our show. These are turbulent times right now, but there's always a silver lining. But first, before we get into that, tell us about FINEX. What is FINEX? And what is the impact that you actually want to make? And congratulations on you being the president this year.
Thank you very much, Beth. And to talk about FINEX, maybe later on, Ebot can talk about the history of FINEX. But in terms of my presidency and what I want to do for this year, myself and the board agreed on a theme of 2020 vision, leading the way towards world-class Philippine business. So what does that mean? Well, when I define world-class to me means doing more with less, better, and faster. Now, I link all of those phrases to what we use as criteria for selecting the best CFOs in the Philippines. I think you might be aware that for the past 13 years, we have been awarding the CFO of the Year, the ING FINEX CFO of the Year.
Yes.
And it shines a spotlight on the most deserving CFOs in the country. And we have, as of last year, 13 CFOs. And my definition of world-class links to the criteria of the CFO of the Year, which is being a strategist, being a catalyst, a steward, and operator.
So that's good. We're looking forward to more actually benchmarks for CFOs for companies. When you say world class, you defined it as better, faster,
doing more
but
with less, better
doing
and faster.
more with less, and especially now with the sustainability, we want to be able to do more with less. Do you have strategies that you can actually share perhaps later on as to what those specific examples that you're actually using right now? But prior to that, FINEX is here so that we can have fantastic financial executives, stewards of a company resources. What's the historical background?
The Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, or FINEX, was established in 1968. There was a group of accountants, actually, who belonged to PICPA, Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants, who invited other non-accountants to form FINEX because they wanted to concentrate on the development of financial management as distinguished from merely accountancy. And that's how FINEX was born. And FINEX's objective or purpose is really to develop financial management and to enable financial managers to know, get exposed to, and learn about best practices. We have about 800 members, mostly CFOs and high corporate officials or officers involved in finance, the finance area. From the
800
biggest
members, that would be 800 representing 800 companies?
there may be more than one.
Some may come from the same organization.
Representatives from one company. The bigger the company, we allow more representatives. Yes, but it cuts across the entire
all industries.
Industry, yeah. We have financial corporations like banks, insurance companies, etc. We have manufacturing companies, etc. We have professionals from the legal profession, accountancy, etc. Anyone who is involved with the practice of financial management. In 1976, FINEX decided to set up a second organization called the FINEX Research and Development Foundation, or I'll call it the foundation. The foundation was meant to engage primarily in research and development of financial management practices, and got involved in doing studies, as well as offering scholarships and professorial chairs, as well as getting involved in social involvement, no? Upliftment of the underprivileged in depressed areas. Like we have programs which teach livelihood projects like simple bookkeeping, financial
So
literacy.
this is kind of like the CSR.
It's like the CSR,
arm.
Yeah. And then in December of 2018, at the end of the 50th year of FINEX, just before the start of last year, FINEX set up a third organization called the FINEX Academy, or call it the Academy. The Academy was meant to concentrate on education, on the education not only of its members but even non-members in the field of financial management.
Even non-members?
Yes, yes, because we hope that with this we will develop a pool of talent,
future CFOs.
from which companies can source their CFOs from. No?
Yeah.
And so while the FINEX Academy is relatively new, we have already started the groundwork for this and have forged collaborative agreements with the SEC, for example, the PSE, etc., to see how we can develop courses, no? To this end.
Yeah. How have trends or challenges changed through the years based on how companies are run and the culture also? How have that changed? And this comes in also with the heels of everything is tech-based now. So how has FINEX actually changed in light of everything that's going on now with the world, especially with tech?
Actually, yes, we keep abreast of best practices. In fact, the theme last year, where I was the president, I chose the theme innovating businesses for a better tomorrow, because we recognize that we're driven by AI, a lot of innovation.
Digital age.
Yes. So we're cognizant of that. In fact, we try to inform and educate our members as well on the latest best practices, etc., in these areas, and keep abreast and improve always the ability.
Yeah. What are some of the key things that you can share?
Well, maybe just to build on what Abbott was saying. The different branches of FINEX, the Institute, the Foundation, and the Academy were born in different years. And we saw that it was about time starting this new decade. And if we want to really get to world class, we need to see how our original visions and missions aligned, which is why part of this year's program is what we call FINEX 2.0. How we will bring the whole of FINEX to that next level of world class. And Abbott is actually leading the committee, the FINEX 2.0 committee, to look at how we will integrate the different aspects of all of our different organizations, the Institute, the Foundation, and the Academy, to make sure that we will remain relevant for present and future times.
So can you give some examples, Jang, and also Abbott, as to how you've actually integrated this, for example, digital transformation within the context of finance executives?
Well, we have in FINEX what we call the Information and Communications Technology Committee, which for the past couple of years I was the member of the board that was responsible for that. We've been looking at latest trends in terms of digitalization, automation, and actually organizing seminars and forums to discuss these so that both our members and non-members as well.
What are some of the applications?
Well, last year we talked about business process management, or BPM. That is where, and it is more of a C-suite type of application that allows senior executives to see what is actually happening in the different projects that they have within their organization.
In real time?
In real time, yes.
So how has been the take-up for this? Especially, is there a difference, like if you're a marketing executive versus a finance executive in the take-up of the digital technology?
I think all businesses must must learn and adapt to these new trends. No? In FINEX, we are more sort of focusing on how these new trends affect finance and financial management.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But essentially, I think all businesses, whether banks, non-banks,
Whether you like it or not,
manufacturing,
because if you don't, you're going to be left behind.
even professional services, no? You must be aware of and adapt.
That is what I meant when I included my definition of world-class. The faster, that is being enabled by the developments of technology and automation. Doing more with less, better, and faster. So to be world-class, you need to be faster, and that means cutting-edge efficiency.
Right, so cutting-edge efficiency and doing more with less is actually going to be more pronounced now, especially with what's going on with the COVID-19 outbreak, doing more with less, because we are going to have less. How has this outbreak actually affected your membership? And then what are some of the problems or the issues that actually came up, for example, supply chains across industry? And what are some of the strategies or insights that you can actually share with us? But before you say that, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.